Welcome back. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you about the Zoho Forms settings. Just so you know, there are many settings, and we can have a very, very long lesson on all the settings, which I think will only overwhelm you. Some of the settings are not used too much, and some of them are for sure not for people that are in the marketing world. I'm going to teach you the settings that will impact you as a marketer or someone that is going to use Zoho for marketing purposes. So first of all, let's create a form. I will just use some kind of a template so we can make it super simple. Okay, and let's use this template. And we have a form. Next, I will go to the settings on the top. Right now, you see all the options, but whenever I will choose one of the options, it will go to the left side. So the view will look different. It's on purpose by Zoho to confuse you. So if you will be confused, I warned you. We are going to cover a bunch of those settings, and we'll start with the display. So let's click on that. And I also want to open the form. So let's click here, new tab. And I'm clicking on share, and I'm going to copy this link. So this is the form. First of all, the call to action is being controlled from the display. So on the bottom, you will see submit, and I will just call it request a call. And we'll click on save. When I refresh it, you will see that now it's a request a call. In order to remove the header, which is a very common request, from the display, you just click on hide of form header, and then you will see that the header is gone. Okay, and it's important to click on refresh every time that you're making changes, otherwise the system will not show you what you're looking for. In case that the form will be in Arabic or Hebrew, you will click on right to left, but this is not that common. Next, we are talking about redirection and thank you. So if I will submit this page, right now I will get a thank you message in the same screen. It will say thank you, your data been submitted. If you want, you can also click on rich text, and that will look a little bit nicer, and you can maybe give it some different color, different size, different background, whatever it is. Another option, which I want you to use, will be redirect to a thank you page. If you are redirecting to a thank you page, then later on, whenever we are going to do more cool stuff, you will be able to do some tracking, create an analytics of who is doing what. So that will be the website option. Let's go to Zoho Sites. And I know that this is the thank you page. So I will plug it in as the website option. And that will open in the same window. If you want, you can also pre-fill some values from the form and push it forward in case that you have any kind of tracking that you're doing. So let's just show you how that works. So I will have the form. The form might be integrated into your existing website like mine. And in that case, whenever I will submit the information, it will go to this page. There is something that I need to show you, very important. Let's say that we have a form that is a big form that's requesting lots of information, such as a credit card form. You will have the details of the person, first name, last name, address, where you worked before, are you living in the same place for more than 2 years, blah, blah, blah. Some people will fill the form, but halfway they will abandon and disappear. You want the company to come back to them and say, you didn't fill the entire form, come back. So you do have an option to revive them. And I want to go now to this option, which that's the another form, and I will show you now. So I will have here, let's say, form 1. And in form 1, I will have the name, and let's say the address and the email. So that will be form 1. In the settings, I can do something. So let's keep this open for now. I will open another form, and I will click on form 2, and I promise to give you all the details in a second. Okay, because maybe right now you're a little bit confused, but it will make more sense in a second. Form 2, I can ask them about something easy, okay, their date of birth, for example, and your happiness level. Perfect. So form number 1, I will have those details. And then step 2, I will have those details. If they are finishing those details, which I have the email now, so I can track them and I can try to get more information from them. If that's been submitted and they go to form 2 and they bounce, I still have this information. So in this case, I would go to the settings. I will go to the thank you page redirection. I will select here, redirect to another form. And I will write here form 2 and click on save. So what will happen here, if I will go and I will execute this form, I will put the details. Okay, so we'll have something here. Whenever I'm submitting the form, now I'm going to form number 2. And if I will go to all entries, you can see that that was captured. So the information is captured in the system. And it's being submitted to form number 2, which I am not losing the data of this person. So instead of having a huge form like the job application like that, I will have section number 1, let's say personal information as form 1, previous current employment as form 2, reference as page 3. So I will have 3 forms, and as they're going through, I will capture the information every time. Obviously, I will not do it for job application, because if someone is not serious enough to submit the details, he is not serious enough to work with me. But for people that are on loan application or anything to do with long forms, for sure I want to track the information. It's very important. Next, I have the date and time that will show me the format and the time zone and the different things related to the form. Next important thing will be the notification. Whenever someone is submitting a form, you can send an email, SMS, or WhatsApp. The most common will be email because it costs nothing and it's giving you exactly the same result. I will click on configure. I will send it to my email, and then the subject will be new form received. And then I will click here on this icon and I will have from Lior Isaac. So new form received and the person name. You can also add more fields if you want based on the form. Now in the body, I want to have all the details. So I will just click on the body. I will click on this icon. And on the bottom, I will have the all fields. So that will give me all the form fields. And even if you are doing updates on the form, it will still collect all the fields all the time. When you're done, I will click on save. And now whenever someone is filling the form, I will receive an email notification. Next, you have the branding. If you want, you can have a custom domain. So when someone goes to your website, so let me just close those. It says forms.zoho.com. It can say forms.amazingbusinessresults.com. So it will be more personalized for your company. Just one note, if you already have forms and you will have a custom domain, none of them will work anymore because they will have a new URL. If you are doing it, do it in the beginning of the process before you have any forms. Next, we have the prefill option. Super useful. So let's assume that I have here a form, this giant form, and let's go to edit. Let's go to share and let's copy the link. By the way, for if you don't know, if you click on access form, the link here will be accessible only internally to your employees, the people that are in your organization. If you want to share it externally, publicly, you will need to use this form. You can also create a shortened URL and use that. Both of them will redirect to the same place. You can also have a QR code, which is very, very nice. If, for example, I will have this URL, and in your database, you already have, let's say, their first and last name. So you don't really need them to retype it. You're able to create an alias. So in the URL, you can pipe the information using a get method, which is question mark something equals something. Then this information will prefill. And let me show you how it works. So I will go here to the settings. I will go to the field alias, and I will configure a new one. First, I will need to select which field I want to be populated, and let's assume the first name. And the field alias will be, let's say, first name. I also like to pre-fill the last name. So I will select the last name, and the field will be last name. And I will click on save. If you want, you can also click on generate a prefill URL, and that will show you exactly how it works. So let's say I will have my name is Lior, last name Isaac, and then you can see this is the URL and the structure for people that don't know how to do it. And let me just copy it here, we'll paste, and this is how it works. So the idea is from, let's say, an email, you can send them this URL, and using the variables which you have in CRM and other applications, you can change the first name and last name to their name. And then this information will be pre-populated. They don't need to refill the information. It will increase conversion, which that's eventually the bottom line. That's what we need. So those are the alias fields. You also have a way to create a PDF with this information. The idea is that you will have some kind of, also the document merge, same thing. You will have some kind of information coming from the form. It will be pre-filled on a template, and then you can print it, you can send it, and so on. Submission and storage, you have a way to track the geolocation. You can track it, and you can also limit people. So this form, for example, will be only for people from specific locations. So that can be specific countries or specific areas. You're also able to save and resume. I don't like this at all, but whenever you're using a page break, which I will show you in a second, you're able to give them an option to save the URL and then resume in the future. So let's go to this giant form. Let's go to Builder, and let's say that we have this giant form. I want to segment this information as one tab, and then this information as another tab. I will scroll down. I will have the page break option, and I will just put it here. And also for the references, I will also have here a page break. So now if I scroll up, you can see that I have tab 1, tab 2, tab 3. If I will access the form, I will have here step 1, and then next, and then step 2, and then next. Let's go to settings. Let's go to save and resume, and I will enable it and click on save. If I will refresh the page, you will see that one more button is added, and this is the save. But whenever I'm clicking on save, I need to take this URL, I need to copy it somewhere, and then whenever I want to resume, I will just click here and paste it. I don't like this approach. I don't think that this is how users usually behave with systems, and this is why I don't recommend you using it. But if you want, you can. This is part of the options that you can use. Spam control, you have also CAPTCHA. So CAPTCHA is let me show you, it's exactly that. So CAPTCHA or reCAPTCHA, it's a Google technology. You can add it free of charge to any form. If you want, you can also have reCAPTCHA added to your form. I recommend you to use V2. It's very good, works well. If you need the explanation of how to create it, you will just Google for create reCAPTCHA V2. And then you just need to create it, add the side key and the secret key, and that will just work for you. Okay, it's just automatically being done. And that's it. Those are the only options I want to go over. The last one will be the all entries, just so you know where all the submissions are going to be saved, and it's here. What's important here is whenever you have a submission, you will see the details, and at the end, if you have integration, obviously, you will see integration notes. Sometimes the integration will fail because something was changed in the form or in the CRM and it's not matching anymore. And you will see why. It will say First name is mandatory and it was not filled in the Zoho Forms. Or this field is not existing anymore in CRM. So that will tell you exactly why it's failing. Super, super important. So that's it for the settings. In the next lesson, I'm going to teach you how to use the UTM parameter tracking. Super important, very, very useful lesson.